was wondering, first of all, let's go back to where before you met Robert. Okay, what was life like?
I was working in a 0-hour contract, so it wasn't really stable, and the hours weren't really always fixed per week. So I just remember always, trying to figure out how much, if I'm better off or not better off in work. I got into rent arrears because my hours weren't fixed, so my income wasn't, fixed.
Yeah.
And I didn't know every week how much I'm supposed to spend on rent and how much I'm supposed to keep in my pocket.
Yeah.
And so I just needed to go see an advisor,
Yes.
to just advise me what I'm going to do.
You eventually went to see a welfare rights officer at your housing association.
Yes, I did.
Can you remember that? Can you remember that experience?
Yeah, it was just pretty formal, and it wasn't really. They weren't really taking into consideration my circumstances. It was just about, I don't know, just getting the money out.
Yes. Yes, I mean,
Because I used to do that, yeah. So it just felt like I was, on my own.
Because of your rent arrears, they did a discretionary housing payment claim for you.
Yes, yeah.
And then that's when you met Robert. Can you remind me how you met Robert the first time?
Yeah. I think I had already applied for discretionary housing payments.
Yes.
In Venue, in my housing association, and then I think I had already booked an appointment with Robert, and I was asking if he could do it for me, because the last time I did it with her, in the housing association, it didn't go well. I feel like she missed out on many things. She was just trying to fill in the form, get on with it. But with Robert, I thought maybe he will be on my side and advise me what taking into consideration my circumstances and why I'm out of pocket. So that's why I originally saw him.
You went to see Robert, and he couldn't really help you because the claim had already been done.
Yeah.
And she'd made a claim in error, so there was nothing that could be done in many ways.
Yeah, he advised me to wait for the outcome and then maybe come speak to me.
Yes. Did he listen carefully to what you said and everything, do you think?
Yeah, he did. He actually gave me a lot of things. He gave me a lot of things, like a lot of knowledge about benefits and that I didn't know about before. Can
you tell me, in terms of with those rent arrears, was it very stressful?
Yeah.
Was it really? I mean, how would you describe how you felt then?
I just, I was just worried constantly because I had my baby with me, and I'm not just looking out for myself. I'm also looking out for my baby. So I didn't know how much I could really spend and how much I'd have to save to pay for the rent. So I was.
I remember that. I remember that's one of the things you said to me. I don't know how much I can spend.
Yeah.
That's what you said. It was one of the first sentences you ever said to me was, "I have no idea how much I can spend." Were you optimistic when you first came along? When we first met at Brighton, didn't we?
Yeah.
In the library. Were you optimistic beforehand? Did you think, I don't know if this person can help?
I just didn't know what to expect. I just thought, it's just going to be formal help, just like anything else. Just like everywhere else.
If you were describing it to somebody else, okay, how would you describe it? Besides, Jerry's just too much. How else would you describe it? How would you describe it?
I would just describe it as very casual, very informative session about I feel like you're an encyclopedia of information and resources, just so many things to offer, and it was up to me to choose what was suitable for me to take. And
the biggest revelation for you is that these housing arrears were not as bad as you thought they were.
I remember phoning the council and talking about it, and then and it was backdated. I got a lot of money. Exactly. I remember that. Yeah.
Exactly. So the other things we talked about college, which I think was a good thing for you, in terms of you said you wanted to go to college.
Yeah, I've always wanted to study, but I didn't know if I could study and without, if I still need to work, if I have time to work as well. But so I needed to know how much I'm entitled to, because I knew I was going to be off the benefits.
Sure. And did you resolve that for yourself?
Yeah.
And how did you resolve that?
I remember I spoke to the college, asked about bursaries, and they told me there's what's it called? A grant, is it a single parent grant?
Okay, they have an extra thing for single parents,
Yeah, and childcare also should be covered, and all these things, So.
And that made your decision a lot more positive.
Yeah. That I'm not nervous about it anymore. That I know that I won't be in trouble if I choose to go into it. Like I won't be out of money if I go into university or college.
What can you do now that you couldn't do before?
I just feel like before I was just lost. Like I wasn't in a stable job. And no stable income, and basically living from paycheck to paycheck. And it was just people ringing me up, okay, obviously this money, rent is, you're gonna pay the rent, this and that. But now I feel like I'm just up to date with how much I'm spending, how much I'm saving.
You've started saving. So I'm interested in how you've done that. Is that the...
Yeah, it's a Help to Save scheme. It's basically, I think it's a government scheme. Basically, you're allowed to save up to £50 a month, and then when you save at the end of 2 years, you get 50% of that as a reward.
Yes.
And then at the end of 4 years, you get another 50% of how much you saved between 2 years and 4 years.
That's a tough thing to do.
I mean, now I'm saving up to the limit, which is 50, but I'm also saving in my bank account. So
right, even better. Even better.
I'm really happy about that.
One of the things I wanted to ask you was, what do you think is the unique thing that GEMAP offers you and people like you that you think really helped that other agencies might not have done?
In my experience, I feel like the other agencies were stiff and very formal, but GEMAP was like working with, like, basically it was more about me. They just were concerned, like they really were on my side. They were just concerned about it was like having a friend basically, and somebody who really genuinely wants to help me. It was more about how I felt at that, before and after. It wasn't about time limits or so I just feel like they genuinely just wanted to help me.
Thank you very much today, Hajer. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Jerry.
Thanks. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks.